Hi everyone, it's Mia. Welcome to today's video. It's our favorite time of the month yet again, and we are going to choose the July TBR today. So we are getting into the thick of some summer reads, and as I mentioned this in last month's TBR, but I am just craving more contemporary fiction, literary fiction, and our TBR in June didn't really end up shaping up to be that way just because of the nature of the prompts we were picking. So hopefully this time around we get what we want, and hopefully the prompts work a little bit more to our favorite this time around. So as usual, you guys know the drill. I'm going to pick 5 prompts from my TBR jar to choose 5 books to prioritize in the month of July. And yes, I do only choose 5 books a month for my monthly TBR, even though I usually end up reading like closer to like at least 12 books a month, but I only choose 5 for the official TBR, so I do have the wiggle room to mood read, to pick up themed books that I need to for like themed reading vlogs and stuff like that. And also I am a part of a few book clubs, so that also technically adds 2 more books to my TBRs every month, because we have the long distance book club over on Patreon, and we also have the free book club, Booked and Busy, over on Fable. And I do want to chat a little bit about Fable to you guys because, oh my goodness, I would love to thank Fable for sponsoring this video, which is so cool, so cool. You guys know I am such a big fan of Fable. I love the Fable app for the book club function, but also just for the reading tracker function as well. I've been using Fable for many years. I think it genuinely is the app to track your reading and also to connect with other readers, because not only is the online book club feature just incredible, I love it, but also your main feed is also exciting. You can see what all of your friends are reading, and the interface on Fable, so cute. I love the little reader summaries. I love seeing your monthly reads in a visual format. I love the little stats and things that Fable shows you throughout the month and throughout the year. And the entire app is just so filled with personality, which I do think is a big part of what makes Fable stand out from other reading tracker apps. You can also rate half stars and quarter stars on Fable, which I think is just a necessity to be completely honest in this day and age. So yeah, if you're not over on Fable yet, I would highly recommend it. You can join and sign up for, you know, it's free. And if you're not a book club person, you're just like, I'm so overwhelmed with my own personal TBRs, I can't be joining another book club and having, you know, another mandatory book to read every single month. Totally understand, but I do also post all of my full-length written reviews over on Fable as well. So if you would like to see those, definitely, yeah, join Fable, follow me, add me as a friend. So yeah, we have a lot of fun on Fable. Definitely recommend it as the reading app to be on. So if you would like to join in on the fun, again, it's free. I will have a link in the description box below where you can find me and join, and I 100% recommend it. I go on Fable at least like 5 times a day to update things, to check for updates, all of that. So thank you, Fable, for sponsoring this video. That is just wild to say. But let's get into our July reads. Okay, we do need to give our jar a little bit of an initial mix. Of course, get those bottom prompts back up to the top. And yes, I am craving some like literary fiction that will make me think and that will also make me cry this month. Let's hope the jar senses that aura from us and gives us what we want. Let's start. Okay, where's the pink prompt? Here's a pink prompt. Okay. All right, this says a book I know nothing about. Okay, this prompt is always really funny because it's like, usually if a book's on my physical TBR, I will know something about that book. I think the most likely option for a book that would fit this prompt is maybe a book that a publisher has sent to me and I didn't opt in for it. So usually when I receive a book from a publisher, I will, you know, right off the bat, I will read the blurb on the back of the book, or I will look it up on the internet so I can see the synopsis on the internet. But usually I have less of an idea of what those books are about versus books that I actually purchase on my own. So let's see what fits this prompt. I don't know, I feel like I kind of know these books because I've I've looked them up, you know, honestly, wait, hold on. What is this? This is actually one of the instances where a publisher sent me a book, and I think I looked this one up right when I got it, but whatever I found out did not stick in my head. So this is Wasp's Nest by Stoddard. I'm guessing it's a literary fiction. The cover's giving me literary fiction, and it's also honestly giving me some pool vibes, which is screaming summer to me, which is a good thing. So this is a modern retelling of the Philadelphia story. It's a witty, gripping love triangle, that unfolds over the course of 7 chaotic days at a Cape Cod wedding. Wait, I'm actually kind of in. This is giving me, yeah, it's witty, gripping, it's a love triangle, but sounds like it's in more of a satirical, fictional way versus an actual romance way. It says it's a hugely engaging comedy of manners, an exquisitely layered masterpiece. So we follow Tess, and she wants nothing more than for her upcoming society wedding to overshadow the failure of her first marriage. Okay, her fiance Warren is a soon-to-be senator, is nothing like her first husband, but her first husband, Peter, who was a working class artist, is shocked to receive an invitation to her wedding, but he's moved on too. So it wouldn't hurt to prove it by showing up with a handsome younger man as his +1. Wait, Peter shows up with a handsome younger man as his +1. Okay, Mitch is an aspiring writer, that's Peter's +1, and is intrigued by Peter and jumps at the chance to pry into the lives of his waspy ex-in-laws. Oh my goodness. I don't think I need to read the rest of the blurb. I think that sounds so exciting, so messy. It kind of almost sounds like it might take a similar tone to like The Wedding People, where, I mean, I guess we have similar elements of a wedding set in the summer with kind of like Cape Cod, like rich people vibes, but then we uncover all of these like messy things going on internally inside with our characters. I might just pick this right off the bat if I'm gonna be completely honest, because yeah, looking at this TBR card, this was the book that stood out to me of like, what is this? I don't remember what this is. So yeah, I'm easy. I'm gonna pick this as my first book, Wasp's Nest by Stoddard. This, like, it's been sitting at the bottom of my TBR since the publisher sent it to me and completely just dropped off my radar. So love that I've been reminded that I own this book and now it's on my monthly TBR. So I'm gonna read this in July. A book I know nothing about. Also have no idea who Stoddard as an author is. Is she a debut author? Has she written books before? It's a new author to me too. So yeah, perfect. Love that. Okay, going with book 2. Let's see what we get. We have, all right, I've gotten this one before, but I think it's been a while. It says plants on the cover. Okay, planty book. Okay, immediately, I'm pretty sure, yes, this has flowers on the cover, which I think definitely qualifies as a plant, but Good Joy, Bad Joy by Mikki Brammer. So high on my TBR. I want to pick this up like immediately. To be honest, this one follows 2 women in their 80s and they have been best friends their entire life, but one of them, what's her name? Does it say on the blurb? Yes, Hazel is Joy's best friend, but Hazel only has months left to live, and Hazel, throughout their entire life, throughout their entire friendship, has always been the more adventurous one with their duo, but she seems at peace with, you know, everything that she's done in life. She's like, I have lived life to its fullest, and so I feel okay in this stage in life. I feel okay that I only have a few months to live, but Joy has always been a little bit more reserved in their friendship, so she realizes that she can't say the same. She hasn't lived her life to the fullest, so determined to live boldly and make the most of the time that she and Hazel have left together, Joy steps out of her comfort zone and into a bit of trouble. She gets into a foray into rule breaking, and that escalates into committing petty crime. Joy must consider what kind of legacy she wants to leave behind and whether there's a way for her to embrace the liberation that Bad Joy offers without losing all she holds dear. This says it's heartwarming, it's laugh out loud, it's a wise celebration of the choices we make and the friendships we cherish and the lengths we go to for love. This sounds so good. So we have Good Joy and then we have Bad Joy, and it's like, how do we find the balance between that while also living our life to the fullest? And we're 80 years old. Yeah, I want to read this. Should I feel so bad that I'm like, I'm only picking 1 book per prompt because I'm just getting so excited at what the prompts are giving me right off the bat. There is actually, I think this has plants on the cover. This also, yeah, lots of plants. plants. We've got a whole like field of plants. This is One and Only by Maurene Goo. The premise of this one to me sounds a little bit like an Ashley Poston special. It's a little bit of a magical realism romance. So in this one, we follow, what's her name? Her name is Cassia. Her family has this kind of long-running family business where they dive into people's past lives and use those past lives to find their soulmates. It's kind of like a soulmate past lives matchmaking service. And so Cassia, obviously truly really believing in this, had her past life soulmate read to her, but at this stage in her life, at this point, she still has not met her soulmate. She still has not found him. Like, she knows who he is on paper. She's just waiting to encounter him in this life. And one day a guy shows up. What's his name? His name's Ellis. He's 28. He's indecently handsome and not destined to be the love of her life. Like, he on paper is not him. But she starts feeling this kind of sparking chemistry with him, and she's just starting to think, how can this not be the guy? Like, I really like him, we really get along. And so through the story, we, I guess, kind of figure out if he is her soulmate. Should she follow, you know, who her predetermined soulmate is, or just kind of be happy with this guy in her life? And so that's One and Only. Sounds like such like a cute premise, a romance with a little bit of a creative twist on it. I love these types of magical realism romances. So this one sounds really, really great as well. I honestly want to add that to my 5-book TBR this month, if possible, as well. And we also, I think this says, yeah, this is also quite planty. Not really plants in focus, but it's kind of clear that we've got some legs in some plants. This is Nymph by Sophia Montrode, which I think I've brought this one up in my past few TBR videos, but it's never actually made, you know, the final TBR. It's always just been an option. And I really, at this point, really want to get to this, like this month or next month at the very latest. But yeah, this is Nymph. Just very quickly, if you haven't watched my previous few TBR videos and haven't heard me say the synopsis, this is essentially a coming of age type story where we follow Leo, and she's always spent her summers with her grandma in the Italian countryside at this farm stay. I think we get some sort of a past present timeline where we have her as a 10-year-old, and then we have her again now this summer. Everything's a little bit different now. I think we follow her, yeah, as, you know, growing up is a little bit awkward, and sometimes we encounter things that just change over the years while we're growing up. But this summer she meets a girl and we kind of follow their summer together. The comp title of this is Call Me By Your Name, so that kind of gives you a feeling of what this type of story will be. But yeah, I've been wanting to add this to my monthly TBR for many months, so that's definitely an option as well. So out of these three, I honestly kind of just want to add all three of these to the TBR and make this like number 2, number 3, number 4, and then just pick one more, because these all fit the vibe that I want for this month. But I think out of these, the one I'm the most excited to read about right now is Good Joy, Bad Joy. I've been staring at this one from across the room, desperate to pick it up, and so I am going to do it. I'm so excited to read that one. So Good Joy, Bad Joy is book number 2. Let's go for 3. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh no, we're leaving this one to chance. I did add this prompt to my TBR jar called TBR Wheel because I did make a TBR wheel for a previous reading vlog, and I have been keeping that TBR wheel up to date, and so I thought it would just be fun to sometimes add a little bit of chance to my monthly TBRs. This could either turn out to be absolutely incredible or it could be a disaster depending on what the wheel decides to do. So, all right guys, let's give the wheel a little bit of a spin, leaving it all up to chance. What is it gonna give me? Somebody worth killing. Okay, you know what? I'm actually kind of excited about this. Not expected. Didn't expect to read this book this month, but where is it? I think it's up here. Somebody Worth Killing by Jessica Payne. This is a thriller. I actually received this one from the publisher as well, but it's sort of giving a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation, which I think sounds fun. Kind of similar to, what was that other book by Ashley Elston? First Lie Wins? First Lie something? I think it was called First Lie Wins, right? something like that. But in this one, we follow Nadia Davis, a doting mom and a loving wife who has a big secret. She is actually an assassin and she really needs a babysitter who shows up on time. So she, yeah, is living this kind of a dream life. She's a successful working mom. She has a career she loves, 2 adorable little girls, and a devoted husband who has no idea that she's secretly a hired assassin and psychopath who kills certified bad guys. So when Nadia finds out she's been mommy tracked by her assassin's agency and is no longer getting the bigger, more exciting jobs, she demands an important mark, somebody worth killing. But it turns out that that big kill is the last person she expects, her husband. This honestly sounds like a great time. One probably that's good to break up a few of the more like serious, gut-wrenching, soul-deep books that I'm planning to read this next month. Something just fun, fast-paced, addictive, and just a good time. I do kind of love stories like this, a Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe. So yeah, I think this one's just gonna be a great time. So thank you, TBR Wheel, for choosing that to me. Great. That is book number 3. Let's go. Prompt 4. All right, yes. Okay, we have a pretty cover next. This could probably, I could go on forever just showing off pretty covers. Number 1, I do think this is quite pretty. One and only. It's simple but effective. You know, it looks like it is actually painted. Even the title looks like it's painted. You know how like sometimes you'll have a painted background, but then just like a font title? I feel like, I mean, this could just be a paint-esque font, but it looks painted to me. Yeah, because there are slight differences in the O's if you look clearly. So I think this is a fully painted cover. I think it's beautiful. It's giving summer vibes. So that's an option for pretty cover. What else is pretty? Are these pretty? Buckeye's honestly kind of pretty. It looks so peaceful. Like just the 3 images on top of each other stacked that just, it looks like a really peaceful vibe with kind of the buildings and everything all in silhouette. Looks very pretty. So this is Buckeye by Patrick Ryan. It's a contemporary fiction set in Ohio. I think we follow a family and I think there are some kind of dysfunctional things going on. Hold on. I haven't read the synopsis in the longest time, so I need to refresh myself on this one. Yeah, we have a stolen moment of passion. Uh-oh. We've got an affair going on. So this stolen moment of passion was sparked in the exuberant aftermath of the Allied victory in Europe. Binds Cal Jenkins, a man wounded not in war, but in his ability to serve in it, to Margaret Salt, a woman trying to obscure her past. Cal's wife, Becky, has a spiritual gift. She is a seer who can conjure the dead, helping families with those they've lost. Margaret's husband, Felix, is serving on a Navy cargo ship, out of harm's way until a telegram suggests that the unthinkable might have happened. Okay, so Margaret's husband is overseas. Something has happened to him in the war, so she and Cal get into this affair mixed up, but Cal's wife, Becky, has a spiritual gift. So I'm assuming Becky knows. Becky knows about the affair. Becky knows that Margaret's wife, you know, might be dead or injured, but later as the country reconstructs in the post-war boom, a secret grows in Bonomi, but nothing stays buried forever in a small town. Okay, you know what? This actually sounds so good too. Now I remember why I picked this up. It's one of those books where I read the synopsis a while ago when it was on Book of the Month, and I was like, that sounds so good, and then it just sat on my TBR for much too long, but that sounds really, really good as well. So I think that's a pretty cover. This one honestly might be a bit of a tough decision because I kind of like the sound of both of these. You know what? I feel like I might do one and only. I think this one is just giving me pretty vibes, and I feel like I need something a little more just like uplifting in this one, like uplifting but easy, you know, like a cute book, because the books we've chosen so far with Wasp's Nest, which sounds like a mess, Good Joy, Bad Joy, which sounds like a mess in terms of my emotions, and then Somebody Worth Killing just sounds like exciting. I feel like we need a straight, pure feel-good book this month, and I feel like Buckeye will give me a little bit of emotional torment, and I think One and Only will give me that relaxed vibe that I need, so I'm gonna do One and Only for my pretty book of the month. Okay, we're on our 5th prompt. This has been really quick. I feel like last month took a little bit longer because the prompts weren't giving me books that I wanted to read in the moment, but this month, prompts have been feeding me. The jar is most definitely our friend today. Okay. Hopefully we didn't just curse that, and hopefully this last prompt actually gives us something good as well. Let's see. Okay. 4-word title. Let's see what this gives us. Honestly, the Second Chance Cinema. Is it finally time to read the Second Chance Cinema? This has been sitting on the TBR for too many months, I think. And now back to you. That's 5. I also think that one's more of a winter romance read, so probably need to save that for cold weather again, because I think this one is set in like a snowstorm. And now back to you by BK Borison. So not that one. The Road of Bones. Do we add a fantasy? Because I have been craving fiction, but I do still love fantasy, like to the core, to the depths of my core. I will always be a fantasy reader, and we don't have a fantasy yet on the TBR. So do we just like add one fantasy to keep the magic going throughout the month? It's possible, it's possible. I also do actually want to start some more series this next month because I am kind of like between series that I've finished over the past 2 months and then also series that I've decided to just not continue in the past month. I think I'm due for a series refresh. Like I actually don't have that many ongoing series where I can read the next books because there are like most of the series I'm currently in the middle of have their sequels releasing in September or October. So throughout the summer, I kind of need a series like revamp to add some more to that list. So The Road of Bones could be that series for me to start into some series reading again. Also, I just need a good romantasy, guys. I haven't found a new romantasy that I've loved recently. Like the only romantasies I feel like I've loved lately have been ones that are continuations of series that I already love, but I haven't been able to find a new one that I also love. And I've heard really wonderful things, actually great things about this one by Demi. I think a lot of you guys have been like, Jamie, trust me, this is the one. This is the one that will reignite your love for romantasy. So this could be our 4-word title. It doesn't look like a summer book whatsoever, but I do feel like we have enough summer vibes on the TBR that I don't feel bad having the last book not 100% summer. But let's see what other 4-word titles we have. This Woven Kingdom is indeed another fantasy that I know you guys want me to start, but that only has 3 words in the title. The Second Death of Locke, that's 5. My Brilliant Friend, oh, that's 3. This is actually one that I want to pick up as well. I actually found this at a yard sale very recently. It was 50 cents. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna pick it up because I have been looking to pick up a copy of this because I've heard wonderful things. Honestly, I feel like this would be a great summer read as well. But I found it at a yard sale that I just stumbled upon while walking around the neighborhood. And yeah, all the books were 50 cents. So I couldn't refuse. So that's actually a new-ish addition to the TBR, but it's only 3 words long. It's not 4. To Cage a Wild Bird, that's 5. Wow, 4-word titles are kind of rare, aren't they? I feel like most titles are either 3 words or 5 words. Those are the most common. Yeah, you know what? All signs are pointing to The Road of Bones. And you know what? I am happy about that. I am happy about that. I feel like this also kind of rounds out the July TBR, giving us a good variety of different moods, genres, and everything. So, you know what? 4-word title. We're capping the TBR with a fantasy. Love it so much. Okay, there we have it. That is our 5-book TBR for June. I had so much more fun picking this TBR than last month. You guys know I was having such decision paralysis last month. I was just not having a great time with the prompts that we were getting. But this month, I feel like the jar kind of sensed what we wanted a little bit better this month. So I'm honestly very happy. I think this sounds like a wonderful July TBR. We have a good balance of summer reads, lighthearted reads, heavier reads, and we also have a little bit of magic in there. As our final recap, for a 4-word book title, I chose The Road of Bones by Demi. For a pretty cover, One and Only by Maurene Goo. For the TBR wheel, our randomized pick, Somebody Worth Killing by Jessica Payne. For a book with a plant on the cover, we got some flowers here with Good Joy, Bad Joy by Mikki Brammer. And for a book I know nothing about, Wasp's Nest by Stoddard. I genuinely think this is going to be great. I think this is a great selection to guide my reading month ahead. I'm really excited. But all right, that's it for now, I guess. That's the July TBR. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you liked this video, please leave me a like and a comment. If you don't know what to comment down below, of course, let me know what is on your July TBR. I love seeing what you guys are going to read this next month as well. Remember to check out Fable. Link and everything is in the description box below. Find me, follow me, add me as a friend. And of course, if you like me, subscribe, do that bell thing. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!